Hey, what up? This is Kevin Silva, and I'm going to welcome you to this Viralizers.com video. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down for you the framework that is Viralizers, okay? And basically what it is a framework that I've created for myself. And I believe that the combination of what I'm about to explain to you is literally the ultimate formula for building a tribe and building the ultimate business, right? And what I mean by ultimate business is not a business that will make millions and millions of dollars. It's not about money. What we focus on is building a tribe and hooking that tribe up with value. And listen, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, dude, great, but I'm not looking to, hold hands and sing Kumbaya. I'm in this to make money. And so am I, right? So is everybody else. But there's a difference. There's two different schools of thought out there. One is build list and have one-on-one relationship with list and promote, right? Maybe you throw in some storytelling, maybe you throw in a freebie here or there, but it pretty much always involves some kind of a get. There's always something in it for you, right? Whereas with Viralizers, it's completely different. It's all about the tribe. It's not even about you, it's about the tribe, which later on will benefit you because you'll be able to make yourself less and less important to the tribe continuing to interact with each other. And I don't want to go too deep. Let's jump into the framework right now and you'll understand everything I'm talking about. So what you're looking at right now is there are three different levels of Viralizers, right? I spent the better part of 2012, as you probably heard in the first episode of the Viralizer Insider Show, which if you haven't listened to yet, I suggest you do. Because in it, I explain my backstory. I explain how I came to create this formula, and also I explain why having a tribe is in the long run the best route for not everyone, but for most people it'll end up being the best route. With that said though, it is not for everyone. So basically what we're looking at here is there are three levels, so I identified three different levels. One other thing I want to throw in here is that this is based on where the puck is going, meaning Wayne Gretzky was asked one day what made him such a great hockey player, and he said that he didn't look at where the puck was, he looked at where the puck was going. And the funny thing is that in the internet marketing world, not only are we not looking where the puck is going, pretty much the course is being launched literally the same models that were being launched 5 years ago. It's just 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, but it's the same model. This model is based on the future. This model takes advantage of all the opportunities we have today, all the different medias we can use, all the different sites we can use. So let's break that down right now. Now, before we start in on the framework, let's talk about what a viralizer is. A viralizer is a person or thing that spreads a message and or idea. Now, this can be a person, it could be a website, it could be a magazine, right? Anything that has a tribe, right? Anything that has a following can be used to access the tribe. With that said, there's three different levels to those viralizers, and that's what we're going to break down, and that's what we take advantage of in the viralizer system, okay? Now, the first level that we're going to be jumping into is viralizer fans, okay? Viralizer fans. Now, these are the fans of a market that also spread the message. So there's fans who are just, fans of a topic, but then there's the viralizers. The viralizers are who we want to recruit into our audience. Not only do we want to recruit viralizer fans, we want to become a viralizer fan of your market. We can't, pick a passion and then go build a tribe in that passion unless we ourselves are viralizer fans of that topic. You see, that's the whole beauty of the viralizer framework, is that we build tribes. What we build them not on a topic because it's going to make a lot of money, like teeth whitening or whatever. We go after the topics that you're already talking about every day and researching every day for free, just because you love it that much. That's what you want to do it on. Okay, whether it's, loving your parrot, whether it's scrapbooking, whatever, you will be able to use this framework to absolutely crush it. Okay, and I'm not talking about being the expert here. If you want to be the expert, awesome. Once you go through the framework, at the end, you'll be able to do anything you want, whether it's be the expert or just continue to leverage the tribe in many different ways to monetize it. But first, let's talk about the Viralizer fans. I know that was a tangent, but I just wanted to bring up that you have to be a fan of the market yourself. Now, why do we go after a Viralizer fan? What makes them different than a regular fan? Number one, they are the most interested, okay? They're the most interested in that topic. Because listen, maybe somebody on Facebook or whatever, yeah, maybe they put as an interest on their profile, they like gambling, right? Does that mean that they're actually, crazy about gambling? Does it mean that they go to sleep thinking about like, oh, I can't wait to wake up in the morning so I can go back to gambling? Those are the people you want. You don't want just the fans or somebody that once in a while goes after that topic, but you want the person that lives, breathes, and eats that topic, okay? Especially when you're first starting out. You see, because Facebook, Twitter, and any social media site, they've put limits on how many people you can friend up and follow every single day, right? So the old way of doing things, which even I used to teach, my clients, was go after all the followers and fans of the top people in that market, right? So go to the fan pages and look at all the fans and start friending them up and follow all the people that are following them. And back then, that it was okay to do that. And the reason was back then, because social media was so new, basically the majority of the accounts were actual people that actually had interests. Whereas today, it's no longer like that. Today, what has happened is the majority of the accounts are fake accounts, right? A lot of them don't even sign in. And the ones that do sign in, many of them are not interested in that topic anymore, or they're not viralizers. So we want to target the viralizers first, okay? Because if you get viralizer fans, not only are they interested, but they're the most active, okay? They're the most active. And what does that mean? What does that mean, they're the most active? Well, they're actively searching for information about your topic. It's one thing to be on Facebook or on Twitter or any social media site and have that topic as an interest on your profile. And let's go even a step further. Let's say they even actually are interested in that topic. However, a lot of people will sit back, read an article, and it ends there, right? It ends there. They'll read an article or a tweet and they'll say, oh, cool. And that's it. They move on to the next one. However, the viralizer fans are proven viralizers, which means they will, if they like what you put out, if they see a piece of content, an idea, or a tweet that they like, they will share it with their other tribes. You see what I mean? They'll share it with their other tribes. Now, how do we find these people? We find them by their viralizing. So on Twitter, if you wanted to find the viralizers on Twitter, what you would do is you would go to Twitter, you would go to the account that have not the biggest, but the most active tribe. Understand that there's a very big difference. There's many people out there that might have a much bigger tribe than this guy over here, but this guy over here, while he has less people in his tribe, might have a much more active tribe. You want to find the tribes that are the most active because that's the tribe that has the most viralizers in it. All right. And what you want to do is we can easily find the retweeters. There's ways to find only the retweeters. And here's how you do it. And I've never seen anyone else teach this. What you do is you search for, how you can use the search function? Well, instead of searching for a hashtag or something like that, you search for @ the username of the tribal leader. For example, let's say I wanted to go after Copy Blogger's audience, right? Which, if you don't know, by the way, I just, a friend of mine turned me on to their site, and I got to tell you, that's a killer site. So Copy Blogger is a great blog. They have a great audience. So if I wanted to find their viralizers, I would go to Twitter and search for @copyblogger because their username for their profile is copyblogger. So I would put the @ and then without any spaces, put the username. And what that's going to do is it's going to return all the results, all the tweets that have @copyblogger. Now, why do I want to do that? Because every time you retweet a message from someone that you're following or whatever, what does it have inside of the actual tweet? It has the @ and then, the username of the person that originally put that out. So all we have to do is search for @ username, and boom, there's all the retweeters. There's all the viralizers. If you want to go to Facebook, you go to fan pages and you look at the likers, the commenters, the sharers. Okay. Now, why is this so important? Now, let's work backwards. We already talked about how they're the most active. Why is that important to us? Let me tell you why that's even more important than you realize. You see, if you were to use any type of software or automation for adding the followers of someone else to your tribe, normally what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of people that don't log in, that are not interested in that topic anymore, or whatever the case may be. If you only go after the people that retweeted one of the other top brands in your market in the past 7 days, guess what? You know for a fact that number one right here, they're interested, right? And not only are they interested, they're still interested today. Number two, you know that they're active. But not only are they active, they're active today. They log into their Twitter account still. They are still active in sharing stuff today. So they are proven viralizers. You follow me? And it gets better. What's another reason you want Viralizer fans in your tribe, especially at the beginning, to help you build your brand? Well, because the people that are viralizing are the people that are active. What is being active result in? If someone is active, not only are they going to be active on that specific profile that you're looking at, someone who's active and that's a viralizer, they're a viralizer in all their tribes. So they're the ones commenting on their friends' stuff. They're the ones that are commenting on all their other hobbies, fan pages, and profiles. They are the type of people that talk and like and share and comment, which means what? They're going to be likable. Okay? They're going to be likable. And if they're likable, what does that mean? Number 4 is that means they're going to have a big tribe themselves. Right? That means they're going to have a big tribe themselves. What makes social media so powerful? The thing that makes social media so powerful is you can share something with Joe, and then Joe hits the like button, boom. All of Joe's friends now see your content. Well, if Joe has no friends, how great is that going to be? You know, if I send out one post to Joe, and he hits the like button, but he has no friends, how powerful is that going to be? It's not going to be powerful. I mean, granted, yeah, we're gonna appreciate that Joe hit the like button, and that's great. Right? We're not going to complain. That's awesome. We need to appreciate every single person in our tribe. Every single one. Like, one of the beliefs behind Viralizers is we don't look at the number of a group as one whole, as one number, as one entity. What we do is we realize and appreciate that, 3,000 fans is 3,000 individual people. It's not like there's 3,000 people sitting around one computer looking at your stuff. It always gets me mad when I hear people say, oh, I only have 500 fans. What does that mean? You know what I mean? Whether you have 500 or 10,000 fans, it's all the same. You have 500 individual relationships over here. You have 10,000 individual relationships over there. The way you need to look at it is you have one-on-one relationships with each of them. So you need to do your best to provide the best value to every single one of them. So that's why we create avatars, right? You basically make someone up in your mind, and that's who you speak to. Like, you speak to them as if you're speaking to one person, and your job is to provide that one person, your avatar, with the best content and value that you can, no matter how many people are actually going to see it. Because what happens is as you build your tribe, people that come in later on, they're going to go back to the beginning and look at the content that you started putting out when you first started. So a lot of people will put out shitty content because they know it's not going out to a lot of people. And that's the whole reason the tribe never grows, because they're expecting not to get results. And that's what screws them. One of my favorite quotes is this: what would you do today if you knew you would not fail? What would you do today if you knew you would not fail? If you were going to write a blog post and you knew for a fact that it was going to be seen by 100,000 people, how long would you spend writing that blog post? How much time and effort would you put into it? Would you release it unless it was perfect? Would you release it if you didn't know it was going to provide massive value? That's the way you want to be thinking. But let's move on. So the Viralizer fans also have the biggest tribes, which means even though we can only add 10 people a day, if the average Viralizer fan, let's say, has 500 friends, right? If we can add 10 of them a day, that means that between all of them, that's 5,000 people. So all we have to do is, if we just got nothing more than 10 Viralizer fans, that's it, and we put out a killer piece of content, we already know they're interested in our topic. We already know that they're proven viralizers and that they'll hit the like button or share or comment if they see a good piece of content. So what does that mean? And we know that they have big tribes. So that means that if they hit the like button, if just those 10 people hit the like button, boom, 5,000 people that would have never seen our stuff before now are going to see our stuff. See, the way I look at viral marketing is like this. Social media marketing is the army. Viral marketing, strategic Navy SEALs, right? Don't get me wrong. You don't want to fuck with our army, but you really don't want to fuck with our Navy SEALs, right? And that goes the same for, whatever country you belong to. You have your army, moves slower, right? And as powerful as they are in mass, takes them longer to move from one area to the other, right? And whereas the Navy SEALs or the elite forces, they're very strategic. They get in, complete their mission, and they get out very quickly and effectively. And that's what we're doing, okay? So far we've covered the 4 top reasons we want to go after Viralizer fans. But imagine this, there's a number 5, which is what? Number 5 is that, there's a lot of people out there on social media sites that have a lot of friends or followers. However, there's some people out there that have a ton of friends, but when they put something out, nobody gives a shit. Maybe because they've spammed in the past or something like that. Whereas the viralizer, the person that's actually interacting with people and that everybody sees is a real person, not only will they have a big tribe because everybody's going to start, when people see them commenting, they start friending them up. So they have big tribes that are all real people also. And all the people in their tribe actually care. So they have actual friends. You see, there are a lot of people out there that have a lot of followers or friends, but those friends or followers, in some cases, don't care what that person says. But if the person is a Viralizer fan, they will care. Because the reason they're a Viralizer fan is because they're commenting and liking and they're interacting, engaging. And that's pretty much what social media is all about, right? So if they're doing that, then we know when their friends see them put something out, they're actually going to take a look at it and say, oh, Joe just shared that with me. I know if he puts something out, it's got to be good. Let me go check it out. So all of those in combination, you can't get better. Now, remember what I said, though. Not only is level 1 get Viralizer fans, but it's also to be a Viralizer fan. You follow me? So you want to get Viralizer fans, and by doing some of the things that I said, and I'm going to have videos on Viralizers.com that walk you through a formula that I've created that automates the process, which is going to be available for free. It's just going to be there. You'll be able to go to Viralizers.com and grab it. So that's how you get Viralizer fans. And then I'll also have videos on there. If you opt into the mailing list, I'll walk you through all of these steps. And again, this is all going to be available to you for free. There's only one thing that I'm selling related to Viralizers, which is an exclusive group coaching program. Okay. And I don't even have a sales letter made up for it. Basically, I just tell people to email me at kevin@viralizers.com. And if they want to get in, and I tell them how to get in. So when I tell you to go to Viralizers.com to go get something, I'm not going to make you do anything. That's one of the things we don't do in Viralizers, right? We just put our value out there. So let's talk about level 2. So level 1 is Viralizer fans, right? Level 2 is Viralizer sites. So these are the websites that content and messages and ideas go viral. Okay, why? Because they have large audiences, and in those audiences, they have Viralizer fans in their audiences, which will spread our message. But what we want to do is we want to get in front of their tribes, all right? Because they have the largest tribes. So what are some Viralizer sites? There's 3 different groups of Viralizer sites, as I see it. Group number 1 is the online giants, okay? These would be your Amazons, your iTunes, all right? Google, sites like that. These are the sites we want to be on, all of them. Okay, we want to be on all of them. Group number 2 is your niche giants. So these are the sites that are in your specific niche. So these are the biggest sites in your specific niche. So for example, if your niche is social media, a niche giant would be a Mashable.com. In the internet marketing world, this might be a warriorforum.com. These are the top blogs, forums, and communities in your niche. You want to know where your market's hanging out. You want to study the kind of content that they put out, the style of writing that they use. Because what we want to do, because in the framework and the step-by-step, one of the things we want to do is get guest posted on the top blogs and become a part of the community in the forums. And again, I'll show you how to do all this stuff if you're interested on the blog and in the framework. Basically, what's going to happen is this is my framework. These are all the steps that I'm going to be implementing. So I spent most of 2012 coming up with the framework I was going to implement in 2013. And I was going to let you and the rest of the tribe watch as I do so, right? So the way this is going to work, just to take a quick tangent, we're going to have the Viralizer live events, which is where I'll do, AKA webinars, where I'll show you the formulas that I'm going to be implementing. So, for example, one webinar might be, okay, this week, guys, I'm going to try to get my guest posts published on the top blogs in my market. So here's the preparation that I've done. I've been, retweeting or commenting or tagging some of the editors from the site. I've been leaving comments on the top blogs in my market. I've been leaving comments on posts that have been posted to the blogs I want to be guest posted on, right? And I'll explain all the things that I've been doing in preparation. Then I'll explain what the formula is. I'll explain how I find these sites, how to pick up on what the framework or structure is of content on different types of sites. And I know that might not make sense now, but it will. And then, so you'll have the webinar where I'll break this all down. Then I'll have the how-to videos posted to Viralizers.com. And then a few days later, I'll release an episode of the Viralizer Insider Show. On the Viralizer Insider Show, that's where I give you the inside scoop of what the results were, what was easy, what was hard, my insights, my big ahas, right? Now, if there's ever a week where the thing that I'm going to do, i.e., put an ebook on Kindle, if I haven't done it myself yet, I've helped clients do it, but I haven't done it yet. So I'll bring in an expert. I'll bring in someone who's done it and done it successfully to answer my questions. Then I'll allow you to submit your questions for me to ask so that you'll know how to take that step too. And again, this is all going to be freely available, which is why you should get on the mailing list over at Viralizers.com, opt in so that you can get notified of all this stuff because it's going to be really awesome. So group number 3 in the Viralizer sites, social media. Okay. Social media. So this would be your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Pinterest, your YouTubes, and so on. Now, obviously, there's a ton of formulas that go just into that bracket, right? There's a ton of stuff we're going to be exploring there. External link annotations in YouTube, and I can go off right now, but I'll leave that for another day. Basically, this is just to break down the framework. Now, let's get to the most important part to many people, which is the monetization. So level 3 is Viralizer monetizers. This would be us. That, if you're interested in what I'm doing, if you're just watching to pull away some cool techniques here and there, that's awesome. But if you're going to actually try to implement what I'm implementing in your own market, this is what you want to be. You want to be the person that is a viralizer, so you make content go viral. And what I'm talking about is, an example would be, Oprah. Oprah, for example, is a viralizer. All that woman has to do is mention a business, and the next day it's a 7-figure company, right? And why? All because she has a tribe. She's not the expert at anything. She interviews the experts, right? All she does is hook up her tribe, gives them free cars, right? Hooks them up. And she, cries with them, laughs with them, does all these things with them, builds up the bond with them, and all the experts have to go to her so that they can get access to her eyeballs. And this is what we do. So all these experts, whether it be a movie director that just created a movie, an author that just wrote a book, they all need Oprah. She doesn't need them because there's a ton of experts out there already. Why are we busting our balls trying to be the expert? There's a ton of people out there already trying to be the expert. We can be the smart ones that round the experts up into one place and let them provide value to our tribe for us. Or you could do it yourself, or you could do a mixture of the two, which is what I'll be doing here. You follow me? Now, what we can do is once you build a tribe, if you do nothing but provide value to your tribe, once you build that tribe, you are now able to monetize it 4 different ways. Well, this is the way I see it anyway. 4 different ways. The first way, let me bring this down here. The first way is ads and sponsorships, okay? Ads and sponsorships. Oh, sorry about that. Sponsorships. So what this could be is you can sell ads on your site. Digital magazines. If you do a digital magazine, we'll get into in a second here. If you do a digital magazine, a podcast, you could sell sponsorships on the podcast. You could sell ads, full page ads, half page ads inside the digital magazine, right? You could sell ads on your site. These are all things that you could do right away. I just mentioned digital magazine. I shouldn't have said it this early because we're going to be talking about that next. But, you know, a digital magazine, what is it? Literally, what is it? A digital magazine is nothing more than 30 pages, okay, which 10 pages are all ads. So that means you need 20 pages of content. The average article, let's say two to 3 pages. Let's round it off to 2 pages per article. That means you need 10 articles per month to put out a digital magazine, okay? Now, what do you need to... Now, the hardest part would be designing the thing, right? That would be the most difficult part, but not anymore. You go to graphicriver.net for $8 to $11 each. You can get the most beautifully designed magazine templates you've ever seen in your life, where all you got to do is copy and paste the content in. And when you create a magazine and you already have a tribe, let me ask you something. You think it's going to be hard to get people to say, hey, I'll give you an article to put in there? And they'll give it to you for free. Why? Because they want exposure to your tribe. See, the person with the tribe is the person that wins, not the person with the best content, not anything. It's the person with the tribe. Look at Oprah. Look at a lot of people on the internet that all they have is the tribe. What makes up a celebrity? What makes someone a celebrity? What makes somebody a celebrity is how many people know who they are. Look at a Kim Kardashian. She's famous for being famous. But look at what she's done. She's leveraged her tribe, her fans, so that she went create, she's going on to create, perfumes or jewelry or whatever it is she does. I know she does something. I think she has a clothing store or whatever. She leverages that tribe and sells them all the things that they need, right? She doesn't make something out of thin air to sell them. No, they all wear clothes. Boom. Let me make clothes and slap my tribe label on the clothes or the jewelry or whatever. The next way to make money off your tribe is affiliate promotions. Okay? Affiliate promotions. Affiliate promotions. Now, what is affiliate promotions? You could either, one, recommend stuff that you honestly use. Okay? You have to sincerely recommend it. It can't be you doing a favor for somebody that promoted your stuff a week ago, so now you got to promote their stuff, because that's what happens in the internet marketing industry, and that's why it's nothing but promotion after promotion after promotion. We're not into that. All we do is provide our tribe with value. Now, let me explain that a little bit deeper. All you have to do is provide your tribe with value. The more value you provide, the more people that are going to download your magazine, that are going to listen to your podcast. And the more people that download your magazine, and the more people that read your blog posts, and the more people that listen to your podcast, the more money you can charge the advertisers, because they pay you not based on how many buyers you have in your tribe. They pay you based on the number of eyeballs you have in your tribe, the number of ears you have in your tribe. You follow me? So all you have to do is provide your tribe with massive value. It'll continue to grow because they'll viralize it. Remember, because there's Viralizer fans in there. And boom, you're able to monetize all these different ways. You could recommend a product or a service. Listen, when I built my first tribe, they used to email me and ask me for affiliate links to products that I never even talked about. Why? Because I had provided them with so much value. They just wanted a way to hook me up. They just wanted to get me back, right? Because that's the way it works. So you can either recommend a product or service and they'll buy it gladly because of the sense of reciprocity they feel towards you, or you can interview the creator of the product or service. You can interview the creator of the product or the service and interview them, have them do a webinar or whatever for your tribe, and boom. The third way is CPA offers. So let me give you an example. Rev Response, REVResponse.com. They give away free magazines. GoToWebinar has free reports on there. HubSpot has free reports on there. You give away the free reports. The people you invite there never have to enter in any payment information whatsoever, ever. Okay? It's no free trials, nothing. It's just download this thing. All they got to do is put in their name, their email, and answer a couple questions like, what type of business are you in? How many people work for you? Like, that's it. And every person that downloads one of these reports, subscribes to one of these magazines for free without having to enter any credit card information or whatsoever, you get anywhere from $4 to $20. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I think it's $1.50 or $2 to $20 per download. Once again, you get to provide value and get paid for every single person that downloads that value. Now, here's the deal. What does everybody always say? You only want the buyers. Everybody tells you that you only want the people who will buy stuff from you, right? But here's the deal. Everybody is a buyer. Everybody's a buyer. Maybe they're not a buyer when it comes to your content. That doesn't mean they're not a buyer when it comes to buying electronics. Or maybe it's buying cars. Everybody's a buyer when it comes to something. But even if they are a freebie seeker, right? Everybody says, oh, get rid of the freebie seekers or the tire kickers. You want them. Because the more eyeballs, the more money you can charge for ads and sponsorships. The more freebie seekers, wouldn't it be cool using a CPA offer and getting paid to offer the freebie seeker a freebie? I mean, it's right there in the name. They're seeking freebies. Give it to them and get paid for it. You follow me? So this is what a lot of people are missing out on, and they're spending all their money and effort to generate traffic to a squeeze page where only 30% of the people will opt in, which means that 700 of them are gone. You lose 700 of them right there, instantly. So you're paying for 1,000, but you're only going to get 300 to opt into your list. Then what are you taught? You're taught to promote until 2% of them will buy your stuff. So that means that 2 out of every 100, so 300 equals 6 people. So out of 1,000 people, 6 people will buy your thing. Even if they paid you 10 grand each, you're still hosed, because in the long run, when it's all said and done, how many people know you exist and how much value you have to provide and offer people? 6 people know how great your stuff is. Wouldn't it be better to give away your value for free, build up the biggest freaking tribe? Because if you can charge 10 grand for your content, God knows if you put it out there for free over time. Obviously, I'm not saying like give away like a 12 module course for free. I'm saying like, put out a blog post here and there, a video, a podcast, right? Spread it over a year or whatever, and you'll build the biggest tribe, and you'll still be able to charge for coaching, consulting, as I'll be doing with Viralizers. I'm going to give away all the content for free. Basically, it's my test to see who are the action takers. Because let me tell you something right now. I've gotten so many buyers before, and you know what happens? Yeah, they buy, but that doesn't mean they're also action takers. So you only get 2% of the people to buy your stuff. And out of that 2%, you know how many are action takers? Like 95% of them or higher will never take action. They'll show up to the first coaching call and never again. And now you're showing up to coaching calls with 1 or 2 people. Like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, you have their money, but that's not the real reason we're in this. We're in this to help people, which is why I decided, you know what? I'm going to put my content out there. I created this framework. I'm going to help as many people as I possibly can. They want to join my coaching program? Awesome. If they don't, still awesome. Because all I care about is hooking up my tribe, and that's it. The money will be there. The money will be there. And the tribe will want you to make money because you're the one hooking them up. And you never have to sell them unless they ask you. But I'll tell you something right now. They're going to ask you to sell stuff to them. See, you don't have to learn how to trick them into buying your stuff because they'll ask you. They used to ask me. I created a mentoring program when I first started because my tribe was telling me, Kevin, create something so I could buy it. I swear to you, I had so many people emailing me saying, Kevin, you're going to create a coaching program? I'd really love it. Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, really? Okay, cool. So after you build your tribe and after you do all this, this is where you want to get to the 4th monetization strategy, okay? Which is you can create apps, software, services, and ask them. The cool thing is now you have a tribe. You can ask them to tell you what is it you'd be interested in automating. They'll tell you. And now you can create a software or service that does it for them, and you could sit back and do nothing and make money. And all you have to do in this world is hook up your tribe. Never stop hooking up your tribe. That's where I screwed it up. I screwed it up because I built up a tribe. All these opportunities came along. I took the opportunities. No more time for the tribe. That'll never happen again. Because any opportunity that I take that comes along will now come second. As long as I can continue to hook up my tribe, I'll take that opportunity. If it gets in the way, if it's an either or, my tribe will always be number one. So you can create apps, software, services. You can create content, okay? You could do coaching. You could do seminars, all right? You can get speaking gigs. You can get book deals. I mean, look at David the Psych Man Garland. Look at Gary Vaynerchuk. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk's like the one person that I actually listen to and that actually knows what the hell is going on and sees the future. Like, I have this vision where I could see like podcasts being, like I could see FM radio in less than a year or two being extinct. I could see cable TV being extinct because people are going to be watching, people are going to be using their internet to watch movies or whatever they want. People are going to be listening to podcasts in the car, on their smartphones. They already can stream podcasts and live shows on their smartphones. Like, you know what I mean? When people are driving to work in traffic, do you think that they'd rather be listening to, FM radio with a bunch of commercials and people crank calling other people? Or do you think they'd rather put it on a channel that's a podcast that's about loving your parrot or teaching your dog to sit, whatever, something that they actually care about, that they'll actually get value from versus listening to somebody crank call another person? Yeah, maybe that's funny, but for the rest of the hour, they're just talking and you can care less. So you could do seminars. If it's not a how-to type seminar, you could do an event. And Brendan Burchard has a whole program on called the partnership. I think it's called the partnership seminar, where he teaches you how to go out and get like corporations to sponsor your events. All right. And I can give you a ton of more examples, but I know we're already running long. So here's the last thing I'm going to talk to you about, which is NLC. NLC. Next level content. The next level content is what lets you build your tribe. See, next level content would be things like a podcast. Okay? Next level content would be things like a podcast, a digital magazine, which I have explained the power of doing that and how easy it would be. Digital magazine, podcasts or web show, live events. Okay? These are the type of things you want to do. Why? Number one, it's the kind of thing that your Viralizer fans will love and will viralize for you. And it's the way that you can catch their attention, because none of the tribes they're currently in are doing it. Almost nobody does a podcast, especially in markets like scrapbooking or, people that love doing karate, whatever, right? Nobody has a podcast. Nobody's putting out ebooks and digital magazines. You do it, you'll crush it. Number two, you want to take advantage of the online giants. The Amazons, the iTunes, nothing but buyers on those sites. Whether people pay you for the ebook or the podcast doesn't matter. To have an account on iTunes, to have an account on Amazon, you have to have a credit card on file, which means all buyers. I came up with a formula that I helped one of my clients put an ebook. He put some ebooks on Kindle, and we put a bribe inside the ebook. He's generating leads every single week, 40, 50 buyer leads for free. Every single week, 40 or 50 buyer leads in his market being added to his list per ebook. Per ebook. Think about that. And also, the next level content, that's where the monetization comes in. See how that works? You see how the next level content, that's why it's at the center? Because you put out a podcast once a week and a digital magazine once a month, which again, I already told you how you can automate it. You don't even have to be the expert. A podcast could be nothing more than you interviewing somebody once a week. The digital magazine, go find people that are guest posting on the top blogs. Obviously, they're looking to write content for free. If they're willing to give an article for free to a top blog so they can guest post and get some exposure, they'd be willing to give you an article once a month. Obviously, they like writing. If they're good at it, boom, get the guest posters to give you one article. You only need 10 of them. Boom, you got a magazine. Okay, these are all things that I'll be doing. These are all things that I see are the future. These are all things that I hear no one else speaking of. That's why it took me a while to put this all together, because I actually spent the time to figure out a new way of doing things. See, everybody waits for somebody else to come up with this brilliant idea, and then by the time they go do it, everybody and their mother's doing that thing. Right? It's going where the puck is. We want to be where the puck is going, and this is where it's going. Okay, this is where it's going. And look at what I just showed you. I just showed you that if you create a podcast, a digital magazine, next level content, it will allow you to impress the hell out of your Viralizer fans. It'll allow you to get yourself on all the online giant sites, on the niche, get talked about on the niche giant sites, and be able to share something of actual value on social media. Right? What do you think people on social media rather see? You think that people on social media would be more interested in a podcast or a digital magazine. But here's the thing. There's a formula for that too. And this is the last thing that I'll say. When it comes to, let's say you created a digital magazine about people who love Labradors, right? People who love their Labrador. And that's the thing that that's your tribe that you're going to build, right? Remember, we don't need big tribes. All you need is a loyal, active tribe. It doesn't matter the size. Obviously, the bigger, the more money you can charge and stuff like that. Great. But you can have like 1,000 people and you can absolutely crush it. All right. But let's say you did a magazine, a digital magazine about Labradors. On social media, you wouldn't just put out the magazine. What you would do is you would put out a post that would say something like, "Hey, our digital magazine, we love Labradors," or Labradorizers, or something like that. We're looking for pictures of Labradors and their owners. Please send in so it can be published in magazine. How cool would that be? You see, include them in the tribe. Include them in what you're doing. Ask them to send you questions, pictures, whatever, right? Acknowledge the people in your tribe. Because when you acknowledge people in your tribe, the rest of the tribe visualizes you acknowledging them. So this is all powerful stuff. Now listen, I just went over a ton of stuff and a ton of content, and I hope you see the value in this, and I hope you're excited to implement this. Whether you want to implement this step by step with me, or you just want to follow along, either way, I'm happy to have you in the tribe. I hope that you will, one, go over to iTunes.com. Okay, go to iTunes.com, subscribe to the Viralizer Insiders show, and please leave a rating. I'd really appreciate if you could leave me a rating if you find this valuable. Number two, go to Viralizers.com. Going to be a ton of training videos. If you want to go through the process and you want to, take everything in bite-sized chunks, I've created an autoresponder series that's going to go along with the framework. So this way you're not just, instead of going to the website and trying to find your own way and, get overwhelmed, I'd rather you sign up to the mailing list and get, I'll bring you along slowly but surely, and it'll all make sense that way. And hopefully you'll actually implement this and follow along with me. Because no matter what business you're in, you have to have a tribe. I don't care what business you're in. It's not going to be optional anymore. You need to have a tribe. Whether you sell lawnmowers or whether you sell nothing, doesn't matter. All you have to do is build a tribe, and you can leverage that tribe many different ways. I already went over just a few here, but believe me when I tell you, there's a lot more that I didn't even cover because I ran out of blank lines. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a ton of value from it. I look forward to your feedback, and I'll see you on the inside.